Hi everybody, it's Marie here. Last week I mentioned that I was going to be getting some new yarns through on the importer's clearance, and they have just arrived today. They are so beautiful that I thought, well, I'll just do a really quick vid just to show you what they're like, because we've also got some knitted samples as well, and they are just absolutely stunning. So these are the new the Drift yarns from Naturally. They were around a few years ago, you may remember them. They're Drift Merino, and I've got them here in a basket. They're so cool. And these were made, they're a marl, and these were made, so they're basically a woolen spun marl, which is a process we don't do here, but these are New Zealand made, New Zealand merino, and so it's basically a felted, semi-felted marl, and it's in the two colours have been twisted together into essentially a single roving yarn, but it's not like a normal single roving. It is lovely and soft, it is smooth, it's not too fuzzy and hairy, and it knits up beautifully. And we've got these really fun bright colours. So this is the Drift Brights here, nice and bright, and we have a selection of those. Look at these, look, oh, pretty. And actually I love these two with the greens. Look at that. We've got one with, and Peter's just walked in. Say hello to everybody live on Facebook, Peter. He's going to come round. This is Peter.
Who's live on Facebook?
I am with everybody. You say hello to everybody.
Who's everybody?
Everybody. This is Peter Chatterton. Now, for those who don't know Peter Chatterton, he is our sales director here, and man that sort of basically makes everything happen in terms of yarns and products. And I'm just telling everybody about our drift yarns that have just come in. Fantastic. And some samples. So, and he's in the middle of hatching more plans for more yarns coming out closer to Knit August night. So I better let him go so he can do that. And
it never stops.
It never stops.
Happy knitting.
So these colours here, these are greens, and I just absolutely love them. And look at this little bloke here with the green and the blue, or the green and the purple. They really are just super pretty. So they knit up absolutely beautifully, and the importer has sent me some samples they've had made up, which is brilliant because it just shows you how they knit up. And they're called drift because of the way that they have been made, and they have been made so the colours, it's almost like a hand spun marl, so the colours sort of wax and wane. So sometimes you'll have one colour more dominant, sometimes you'll have another colour more dominant, and those colours drift in and drift out. So hence the reason for the name drift. And how does that look, I hear you ask? Well, it looks a bit like this. Now have a look at that. Isn't that stunning? So see how you've got this really lovely graduated effect as it comes in and comes out. So it's beautiful and evenly marled, but with this lovely drift sort of effect. So that's this one we've called, this colour we've called Apollo. So that's in the black and white. But here it is in the pink and the plum. This one I call Diana. Look at that. So it's a little bit more subtle. Absolutely stunning. Knitted up, these are super soft. It's New Zealand merino, so it's lovely and soft. Really, I don't know whether you can see this on the camera, but it's just really lovely, smooth stitch definition. And these are, they're smooth, they're soft. The wearability on this will be great. So I've been, you know, these are all in great condition. So definitely knit up super well and lovely and soft. These are children's garments. Have no trouble with your kids. I've got a sensitive bloke. I know he would wear that no problem whatsoever. So that's what it looks like on stocking stitch. This project here, look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? This is done in reverse stocking stitch. So look at that. Isn't that neat? Really neat. Now, I mentioned before about the drift and how that drift runs. When you actually jump online, and these are under importer's clearance, or even if you just click the sale tab, they'll be there, you'll notice that these are 120 gram hanks. And you'll say, that's not a standard size for New Zealand. But no, it's not. The reason this is a 120 gram hank is that they want to make sure that you get one full drift of colour in each hank. So it means when you come to join hanks for larger projects, you should be able to get a consistent drift of colour across. So one full drift repeat is contained in each hank, so that's really, really useful. There's nothing worse than having, and we know it here, a partial colour repeat, and then you're having to fiddle around trying to match the colour repeat up, and it's a pain in the bum, quite frankly. So it comes in 2 weights. I've got most of it is in a 10 ply. And I know there's heaps of you have been absolutely screaming out for 10 ply. We've had very little 10 ply around. It is in a 10 ply, and it comes in these lovely, lovely bright colours, or you can get them. Let me go to my magical bucket of tricks. You can get them in these lovely natural shades there. So there's 3 variants there, a light sort of grey, which I call pumice. Then there's another one which looks like a Jersey caramel, so I've called that Jersey. And then there's this one here which just literally is like a classic homespun marl, so I've called it marl. I tell you what, I've outdone myself with names this time. I mean, that, a rustic styled Guernsey or Aran jumper for wearing around the farm or with jeans or on the weekend. Really, really smart, gorgeous, great for a man if you're actually looking for something a little bit more classic for them. These are beautiful. So those are the 3 natural colours, and there is also sort of the black, sort of dark grey and white there as well, which is the Apollo, which actually works really well with those naturals, and that was that one that I showed you earlier there. So that is the Drift. So we've got all of that in 10 ply. I do have, there are a couple of chunkies, but I've got very little stock of these chunkies. That's them there. There's basically a darker brown and a lighter brown, one more sort of caramelly colour. I've called that one Schist, and this bloke here is called Rift. And these are chunky 14 plies. Very little of this, so if you're looking to do a big chunky jacket or chunky Aran, jump on and get these, because seriously, there's only like a handful of packets in each. The most important thing about this is, what is the price, you say, Marie? Well, when I say importer's clearance, I'm meaning importer's clearance. The yarns were discontinued some time ago. They've been in storage. We have all of it, absolutely all of it, and it is selling. There's still, I did a quick web search and I've seen it selling for close to $30 a hank for a 120 gram hank. We've got it online for $11 a hank. That's right, people, $11 for a 120 gram hank, and that is New Zealand Merino. So that is a criminal price, but the importer wants the stock's gone. They've got new yarns coming in themselves. They need to make space in their warehouse, and they said, well, how about it, Marie, can you shift these for us? And I said, well, of course I can. I have to admit, I'm thinking some of it will shift to my house in Ahuriri because I love them. So those are on the website now under the sale tab, or you can have a look under importer's clearance, or just pop in the search bar Drift and they should come up. Last but not least, before I disappear, and a few of you have Urban DK, love our Urban DK, there it is, la-da. Radio Grey, the #1 most popular colour in Urban Sport and Urban Express, is now in Urban DK. So it's a good middle of the range, sort of almost dark school grey yarn. It's the perfect neutral to go with all the bright colours. So if you're wanting to do something striped, or you're wanting a dark contrast that isn't black or or navy or anything, that Radio Grey is now up and live on Urban. And I've also hopefully got some more yarns coming through next week from the importer as well, some mercerised cottons, so watch out for them. And we've got a few other things ticking along as well. But in the meantime, have a great weekend. Hopefully it stays warm and dry at your place. And if you get a chance, jump online now, pick up some of those Drift colours. If you're locally, they are in store now. They're being unpacked as we speak. So love to hear from you, and hopefully I'll talk to you again soon, and have a great weekend. Bye.